Hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play video. Today I have another electronic handheld here based on the casino game Craps, which is one of my favorites. I actually have another casino Craps handheld made by Maximo, and I just tried this one out with you guys in another Let's Play video. I'll link it in the description. I was really confused by this game. It basically added virtual characters in the game, or virtual bettors, players, whatever you want to call them. And they really provided no value to the gaming experience whatsoever. It's not that you're playing against them. They're just there to make it seem like there's other players playing at the table, which is just kind of silly. It just slowed the game down, didn't add any value whatsoever to it. This is a really nicely set up one. I was really bummed to see that because it just really kind of killed the game in a lot of ways for me. So I'm kind of hoping that this doesn't have anything like that, and it's a little bit quicker and speedier to play. I've been looking for just a fun little handheld craps game, so hopefully we have that with this. So we're going to try this for the first time. I just installed the batteries here in the back, and I'm turning it on for the first time with you guys, and we'll experience it together. So here we go. Oh man, it's the same song. I have another Excalibur handheld electronic device. Actually, I have one based on roulette, which is right here. Oops. It's upside down, and it kicks off that same song when you start it, so I guess this is an Excalibur thing. Anyways, all right, so we're starting with 5,000 in chips, and I'm going to give you a quick primer on Craps. It's a relatively complex game, and I don't want to go through everything in too much detail. If you're interested in Craps, I'd highly recommend looking up some information about it. Basically, the way that this works is you play in a series of rounds. Every time a new person comes to roll the dice, they're essentially trying to establish a point, and a point can only be these numbers right here on the board, so 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, or 10. So you start with a come out roll, and you're trying to roll one of these numbers. Once you roll one of these numbers, the point is established, and essentially you're trying to then roll that number again to score the point or win the round, essentially. The way you would lose the round is if you roll a 7. A 7 is the bad number. It essentially means the round is over, and all the bets are cleared off. However, there is a slightly different rule for the 7. If you are on that come out roll, that first roll before a point's established, a 7 does win if you bet the pass line, as does an 11, or if you're betting the pass line, you will lose on 2, 3, or 12. You can also bet the other side of this, which is called the don't pass line, where you would win on 2, 3, or 12, but lose on 7 or 11. However, once a point is established, then the bet will be representing that point. So essentially the pass line, if it rolls a 5, for example, you now are kind of locked into that point number, and you'll win that pass bet if a 5 is rolled, but you would lose that pass bet if a 7 is rolled. So there's kind of a strange little set of rules for that come out roll, but once you've got a point established, it's pretty straightforward. And then there's a lot of other little ways you can bet, like some different some different hard bets for hard numbers, and one-off bets, and then the field, which is kind of a nice coverage, but you just essentially put a bet out there and you either win it or lose it, kind of like roulette. The cool thing about Craps is you can actually make place bets on any of these numbers, and those place bets will stay and pay close to the odds of that number if you hit the roll, and then they will those place bets will get cleared off if there is a 7 rolled. So there's a lot of ways to win in Craps. There's a lot of interesting strategies you can come up with for betting, and so I think it's just an awesome casino game. It's one of the best there is in terms of just excitement, potential money to be made, and just overall fun. So I'm really hoping I can do everything. So we're going to go ahead and get started here trying to figure this out. So there's no point established. We have 5,000 in chips. These represent our potential chip denominations. I learned from the last game that the zip button does remove the bet you place and speeds the game up a little bit. If there's something going on, like a win, your money ticks up, you can zip and skip that. And so that's about it. Let's go ahead and start with just a simple pass line bet. I'm going to throw 40. That is so aggressively loud. All right, here we go. We're going to give this a quick roll. We got the roll showing right here. So we lost that bet. That's a 3. That is a losing bet on the come out, or on the pass line bet for the come out roll. So that's okay. We're going to bet another 40, and we'll roll again. So we're looking for a point to be established, or an immediate 7. Immediate 7 would have us win this pass line bet, which is good. Now that we've established a point, which is 8, you see that little button comes up here. showing that it shows on that point. We've established a point on the 8. Now we do not want to roll a 7. We would actually like to see any other number other than a 7. And I'm going to mute this as I move it around. So one of my kind of classic craps bets that I make is called an inside bet, which basically just covers 5, 6, 8, and 9. Very simple. It gives you the most kind of the best odds of catching a number hit or a win, because you would most likely roll a 5, 6, 8, or 9 together than a 7. Although it's worth mentioning, a 7 is the most commonly rolled dice number, so you're kind of always up against the most common roll. But if you bet multiple numbers, then odds become in your favor to win something. But you will have to win a few times in order to cover your bet. So anyway, that being said, I'm going to start with 40 on the 6, 40 on the 8, 40 on the 9, and 40 on the 5. And we'll go ahead and give it a roll. And we have a 3. So in this case, because the point was established, the 3 doesn't matter to us now. It would only matter if it was the come out roll. So let's keep going. 10. That's a number we're not covering, and that's okay. We don't make anything or lose anything, so we just keep going. 4, yet again. You know what? As a bad gambler would do, I'm going to chase these numbers. So here we go. We're going to 4 and 10 as well, so we can really have nice coverage here. Here we go. 7. See, that's what we don't want to see. We're already losing quite a bit of money here, but we're going to keep going. So I'm going to go up to 80 on the pass line, and we're going to try it again. Here we go. Okay, he said our point's 10, so that's kind of neat that they have like a little bit of an announcer there. That's kind of cool. All right, so let's mute this. It's just too noisy when I'm moving around. Okay, so let's try doing this again. We're just going to try 40 on these 4 numbers and give it a shot. 7 again. Ooh, glad I'm not betting real money on this. Good grief. Okay. Keep going.
Pass line bet. Come out roll. Your point is 8.
Okay, we got 8 as a point. One thing I'd like to see if it has on this game, I bet it doesn't. It doesn't really look like it. But anyway, there's something you can do in craps. I don't want to confuse you too much. So basically, the 6 and 8 pay 6 to 5. So if you bet $5, you'll win 6. The 5 and 9 pay 7 to 5. So if you bet $5, you'll win 7. And the 4 and 10 pay, I believe, 9 to 5. So if you bet $5, you'd win 9. Now that isn't the exact odds for rolling those numbers. It's slightly worse. So for example, rolling a 4 or 10 it should pay 2 to 1 odds essentially. So, but it pays 9 to 5, which is just under 2 to 1. So the reason it does that is to give the house just a slight advantage. However, if you're on the pass line, in normal craps, you would have the option to bet behind it, which is called an odds bet. So essentially, this pass line bet is representing the 8 because that's where the point is established. We could technically place odds behind this bet, and that would give us the opportunity to win a little bit more if the 8 is rolled. And so the other game for Maximo did give you the opportunity to do odds bets, which is really cool. You had to just hover over the chip and then you can do it. Now, I don't see any way to do that on here. There's nothing came up that said odds. I'm just going to hit a number and see if something happens. Yeah, so I tried doing that on the pass line. I don't see anything that says odds anywhere. So I'm assuming they just, for simplicity's sake, just took that out of the game. Not a huge loss. It is kind of a cool thing. I mean, I would always do this in the casino. Most people would as well. So you're kind of used to betting that way. And so it's kind of a bummer that we don't have that option here. But I'll sacrifice that to lose the ridiculous virtual players that you see on this other one. So, all right, let's try to actually win some money here before this video is over, because so far all of my videos have been just me losing money. So let's try to actually win money for once. I'm going 80 on the inside on this. Here we go. 12. Doesn't matter to us. Let's keep going. 7. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm not giving up just yet. We're going to do it one more time. Here we go.
Half line bet.
Try it again. This thing is out to get me.
Your point is 9.
All right. We are going to, because I can't lose like this in front of YouTube, I'm going to bet all of the point numbers here, and let's give it a shot. Gotta win something. Hey, there we go. So I won 160 there on my 80. Ooh, I won 160 on my $80 bet. And so there is, I don't see a way to rebet, which is a little bit of a bummer. Neither game has that, and that's just a little quality feature that would just be so useful. Probably kind of hard to do on a little handheld though, so I kind of get it. But anyway, let's try it again. All right, 7. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, let's stick with the theme of my casino handheld games being total disasters, and you guys can just continue to watch me bomb every time, which is fine. This can happen, so we'll just accept it. I do want to make some videos at some point about just with some more gameplay of these casino electronic games. I'll probably actually try to win at some of them using some of my strategies that I would normally use playing this game. That was just kind of a basic version of it. But anyway, we'll give it another shot at some point, but you can see I do think this game is better than the Maximo one, just slightly. Gosh, those virtual players just really killed it. But this other game did have quite a bit of neat little features, like you can do odds bets, and I did like you just choose the chip denomination down there, and just seemed a little bit cleaner to me. But this one certainly isn't bad. Hard to say. I probably would give the edge to this one. If you were choosing, if you found both of these and you're like, I really want a handheld craps game, which one should I get? Probably this one, I would say. They were both about the same price from what I can find. I mean, these things are all pretty tough to find now because I don't think they make them anymore. So you have to find them on eBay or wherever. But I was able to pick these up pretty cheap, both under 15 bucks. And people are still selling them in the package. If you are someone who likes new products, I really love new things that I buy off eBay. I always try to find new, just because it is kind of fun to open an old package and stuff like that. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We will do more of these if you want to see them, and that's all for now. Have a good one.